We are now heading to the English garden. We've never been there with a video camera before, so let's go and see. The English Garden is one of the main attractions in Munich. It was created in the 18th century and is one of the largest parks in the world, covering an area of about 3.7 square kilometers, which is significantly larger than, for example, New York's Central Park. As the name suggests, the park was designed in the English style. Green landscapes, meadows and water bodies surround you as soon as you immerse yourself in the tranquility of this magical place. There are several cafes, restaurants and beer gardens where visitors can relax and enjoy a breath of fresh air amidst the bustling city. Hi, this is Key and I am Gera. In one of my previous videos, I mentioned that I had prepared material about the English garden a year ago, and only now have I gathered everything to release the video. The weather was beautiful that day, and we drove to the park by car, parking on Ludwigstrasse Street. We visited on a Sunday, which meant that parking in the city center was for free. I want to inform you that currently there are restrictions on entering the city center by car in Munich. This special applies to diesel vehicles. In the description, I will leave a link to the official website of Munich, where you can find accurate information. Who were those huge doors made for? A small, narrow street in Munich, right in the city center. It's quiet, because it's early morning now. Upon entering the park, you immediately feel like you are in a different world. On one side, there is a huge bustling avenue with majestic medieval buildings. And on the other, there is the park with its beautiful alleys, lakes and flower beds, offering comfort and tranquility to the busy city dwellers. The English garden can be roughly divided into two parts, the southern and the northern. The southern part is richer in landmarks and attracts more tourists. While the northerns is a truly secluded piece of wild nature, where locals love to have picnics, ride bicycles and spend time in nature without leaving the city. The hallmark of English garden is Greek monopteros. In many photographs, it stands out as the main architectural landmark. The rotunda, built in 1836, stands on the small artificial hill. Previously, there was a wooden temple of Apollo on the spot. The park also features the Chinese Tower, which is about 25 meters tall. It serves as a restaurant with a beer garden, where you can try traditional Bavarian beer and snacks. The 25 meters tower was built in 1789. In 1944, it was completely destroyed during bombings, but was faithfully restored to its original form in 1952. Being near the Chinese Tower and the English Garden reminded me of the Chinese Pavilion in West Park. We have already walked with you in that park in one of the previous videos. Although the weather wasn't as sunny and the pavilion was closed to visitors. We admired those who tamed the waves in an urban setting in one of our previous videos. Eisbach is an artificial stream where people surf on the waves formed by the flow. It's a very popular sport among tourists and locals. The wave reached a height of 50–60 centimeters, but due to the strong current, it's not suitable for beginners in this sport. It's also important to know that only one surfer can be on the board at a time, since the river is narrow. There is an unwritten rule that each athlete can ride the wave for no more than a minute, because there is always a long queue behind. Even in summer, the water temperature in the river is quite low, so surfers always wear protective wetsuits. I was thinking about them when we came here in the rain and cool weather on scooters a year ago. The weather was beautiful and we returned home by car. Next time, I suggest taking a ride to Basel on electric bicycles. Over the weekend, I visited my husband in Switzerland, and taking advantage of good weather, we went to admire this beautiful city. We left Runa and Miles at home as the main caretakers. Thank you for your time. See you! Daughter, I'm going to ride a bike wearing your helmet. My husband said I look like a Terminator.